Today we're going to see what exactly is going to happen to Xiaolong. Almost said Xiao Mao. Because she ended up bumping into a guy that was holding ice and the ice broke. And he said, I could be misinterpreting it. Words are fantastic. He said it was for a high consort. If that's the case, that's fantastic because Mao Mao knows all of them. So they might get by with like a slap on the wrist. Hopefully. That's what I'm hoping for. Anyways, without further ado, let's get straight on to it. Make sure the original content as always. All right, let's get going in 3, 2, 1, and go. I really like this song, especially that moment that just happened, the high notes and stuff. Fantastic. Ice cream. All right, what's happening? How did she cause this?
That girl bumped into the unit carrying the ice for a concubine.
If anyone gets the blame, it'll be him.
Jin, she's watching.
If he gets away with just a caning.
I didn't mean to, sir.
Please forgive us. We should have paid attention.
You think sorry is going to make it all better?
I hope so.
I'm through, and so are you.
Well, when you act like that.
Ice is precious this time of year. You could buy a person with it.
Oh.
Which consort was the block supposed to be sent to?
Concubine Lowland. She wanted icy treats to cool off this afternoon.
Okay.
Of course, the one I have no connections with.
I know, but we know who it is.
Since it's broken now, can we have this ice?
As if I'd care.
I need you to pass along a message to Concubine Lowland. Tell her that a special dessert is being prepared just for her.
You're creating the ice cream?
I don't even know if the other ingredients are available.
What do you need?
Whatever I can find.
You need like milk. Hate his face. I love his face. I'm just talking as if I'm Mao Mao.
I'll worry about that later.
Salt. You need salt. Milk, salt. I'm trying to think of my childhood training. He just gets off of her fixing problems.
Getting yelled at like that must have made her so scared.
Yeah, probably the
She
first
couldn't
time.
move.
Like that extensively. Ribbit.
Go on, ask.
May I please borrow a kitchen and some ingredients?
My, such a brazen request. And what do I get?
An anatomy lesson? I don't know.
If I don't act, I won't be able to sleep.
What a crime. You'll lose beauty sleep. All right. But in return for it, when someone is talking to you, you let them finish first.
What are we finishing? Oh, with the Ox Bezor.
Should I rely on Lady Gyokyo instead? No, another concubine is involved. I can't!
Yeah, no, you can't.
Why don't you wear a hair stick?
Simply put, I don't have any accessories like that.
But I gave you one
Yeah.
at the garden party.
You have several.
That is unless you sold it off, of course.
I still have it.
Then, please, wear that one.
Huh?
Too much.
No. That's fine.
When you do wear it, that's when I'll tell you. And your request is approved.
What are you gonna do? You don't want to hear it, but you still need to make ice cream, so.
A basket.
It's like that last scene that we saw in the intro.
Cow's milk too?
Peach.
Thankfully, we got
Flavored
some
ice
while it's
cream?
still fresh. Here, stir this up.
What are you doing?
Let it.
I'm crushing the ice.
Sure, but
Let her cook, please. You have to stir with the ice being in there, though, too.
Perfect.
that's salt.
Hurry,
Mhm.
place the bowl on top of the ice now.
Yes!
Finally, me growing up in a dairy town is working out for me.
It's starting to harden!
Heck yeah.
Cut the fruit into pieces.
Just gotta be hesitant about the whole salt situation, otherwise it might be too salty and you're like, ugh.
It's called ice cream. It's tasty too.
Great, you're gonna start a whole new
With
trend.
barely any time to go.
Are you just gonna feed it to Lolan?
We need to get this to
Can't
her.
be all of her handmaidens. She has 105.
Taste it?
No, you are in trouble right now.
There were some leftovers.
Are you sure it's worthy of concubine?
So,
I'm so
is she just gonna forget about the whole ordering the ice thing? If you use the whole ice block for this ice cream, that means that 2 scoop ice cream is worth a human being. Talk about inflation.
I was about to say the same thing. Sissy!
Why are you here?
What?
Hey, if I hadn't been such a klutz, you wouldn't even be eating that now.
Does she know about Lolan ordering herself?
Hey, I want some!
Either I'm wrong or Lady Amidala is hitting it right now.
Maybe I have enough for one more batch.
Do you have enough milk?
Hey, open up! Oh, God!
You gotta give some to Kyokyo.
Lingly, do you want to feel?
She is adorable.
Everything seems well.
It's strange. This one only kicks downwards, not like Lingly did.
Is that, I don't think, is that good? How are you supposed to kick down? Unless it's flipped?
Please, go ahead.
I want to say something, but I don't want to be completely wrong. I've never dealt with baby. Is this supposed to be in the right position? Is it in the right position?
Princess Lingley's delivery. How did it go?
It was relatively easy, considering it was her first child.
It's gonna be hard.
We did hire a court lady originally. However, she fell ill at the time.
Get her.
So that's allowed. Are they bringing someone from outside the rear palace for her?
Can you just bring in your
Even if Lady Hongyan
your dad?
assisted last time, she's not a
Not lock on,
professional
but
in the field.
other one?
This could be a breech delivery. But I can't say for certain. If Princess Lingley was kicking upwards, her head must have been facing down. When a baby is delivered with the head coming out first, the delivery goes smoothest.
Yeah, but it's the
In
opposite.
contrast, when the feet, which are smallest, emerge first, it drastically increases the risks associated with the birth.
Are you sure it would be a breach?
No.
It's just a possibility. My knowledge mostly consists of what my dad taught me about medicine. Everything else I've observed. By examine, I would have to...
Do you guys have the chair?
That sounds quite thorough, but at the same time, it's nothing compared to delivering this little one.
Mothers are strong, I guess.
Heck yeah, they are.
Let us begin.
Like right now? No appointments?
Well,
The chances do seem very likely. Sometimes they change direction on their own before birth, but given how little time there is left,
So what should we do?
exercise helps. Also, I've heard moxibustion has shown positive results.
What was that?
If it's a breech delivery, what happens then?
It might be necessary to cut into your belly.
C-section.
If only the quack was a competent doctor.
Bro, you gotta
Who
bring your
else can we
dad
get
in.
to replace him?
Bring him on in under a different
To
name.
enter the rear palace, a man has to be castrated.
Unless someone's already
I can find
castrated.
a good doctor who's also a eunuch. Only...
Mau Mau?
You gotta ask Jinshi again.
I thought of the right person. Years ago, he was exiled from the rear palace. A
Wrongly.
criminal.
He's wrongly.
That's unacceptable.
He's the best. No one else comes close to him.
It is simply impossible.
If we don't...
Both of you, please. Honyang, let her have a chance to finish. I must ask what crime he committed.
All I know is he's a eunuch and served as a doctor in the rear palace. And the truth is, he actually never told me the reason.
But
I
wouldn't
don't
he
know
even
all the
want to
facts.
come back?
Just how well do you know him, Mau Mau?
He's my father. He taught me the ways of the apothecary.
Yeah, so she's smart, he's smarter.
We'll ask Master Jinshi and see if we can invite him in.
What does Jinshi
Lady
know?
Kyokyo!
How hesitant will he be?
I refuse to believe he's a bad person. After all, just look at how much our stray cat respects him.
Stray cat?
But he's a criminal!
The great empress turned lives upside down without concern.
True.
Many people suffered. We cannot judge crimes from that time at face value.
Gosh. Every episode, she just does something to make me like her even more.
A mere 2 days after I spoke with Lady Gyokyo,
Really? It happened that
Why,
quick?
Thank you, young man.
I thought there was going to be steps.
It's
A couple
an honor.
episodes. I thought he might not want to come back because of how he was treated.
a man who looked more like an elderly woman arrived at the rear palace.
Jinshi can relate.
I will be temporarily serving in the rear palace's medical office, my lady.
Still not trustworthy.
Temporarily, huh? Well, that makes sense, I guess.
Heck yeah, Gaoshun. Take care of him.
So tell us, was that really your father we were introduced to just now?
Well, sort of.
Getting to know her a little bit more.
Uncle.
He just seems so gentle and calm, almost like he's a...
You're right. Kind of like a normal person. I trust Mama's
Unlike
story,
you.
But, I mean, he raised her?
That's what I was thinking.
Hello?
What exactly were you imagining?
Lock on.
Not to be rude, but he has common sense, I guess?
Exactly.
Excuse me.
I don't get it.
No, let's not start this. So, sweetie, you looking at your dead mother? I'm guessing the one that died. Gosh, what was I predicting again? The girl that was mistreated by the last emperor because she had a girl instead of a guy. Thus, he made it to where the doctor. It probably wasn't the emperor. It probably was the empress that did it. Still bad on the list. Made it to where the doctor took the father role and she was like cast aside as another concubine instead of being the dowager. So she died. Sweet A wants to take revenge on it because of the mistreatment of not only her but her mother, and she wants to take out the emperor and Jinji. Did I get all that right? I think so. And I feel like they did this intentionally, made it to where the name or the characters are so hard to be seen. You can't even tell what those things say. Actually, you know what? Let me see if I can read it. Nope. My translate thing can't even read it. Gosh dang it. To be fair, I don't even know what her name would give us other than her name. But this is so cool. Is happening a lot quicker than I thought. I thought there was going to be some tension that's being built up because not only is he labeled as a criminal, but because he had to talk to Jinchi about it, Jinchi would have some sort of information about that doctor and how he was technically involved in the process of him being born and the babies of the Empress Dowager. So there might be some hesitancy about that or some things that pop up because of that. And then I thought maybe the dog didn't want to come back because how he was treated, but none of that mattered. I do wonder what exactly is going to become of this. I get that he's here to help Gyokyo with the baby, but what is this leading towards? Because the showrunners or the author made the problem of the baby breaching for either one of two reasons. Either to A, cause a problem, because not everything in a show can go smoothly, or to B, use this problem as a way to introduce other people or bring another person in order to move the story in order to move the story forward. For instance, maybe the author wanted Mao Mao to learn Jinchi's past through the dog, but in order for them to do that, the dog has to be in the same vicinity as Mao Mao, and the only way for the dog to be in the same vicinity as Mao Mao is for either her to leave the palace for a little bit, or for him to come in the palace. And the only way for him to do that is for maybe having a complication with one of the pregnancies. Of course, me overthinking it could just be the first thing of, hey, the author wants us to throw in a problem, because why not? Hongyun is like a ride or die. I wouldn't doubt she would lay a dude out in order to save Gyokyo. She's like the Sam to Gyokyo's Frodo. And Gyokyo, like I said during the reaction, has done literally everything. Every episode that she's in, she has said something or done something or whatever to make me like her even more. I think it's just her calm-headedness, her ability to think, to learn, to want to learn. She's able to be royal-like, but also make you feel like she's one of you guys. She's like the middle ground between Li Hua and Li Shu. Li Hua, I believe, and it's supposed to be because we haven't like seen her a lot, but she embodies the idea of royalness. Obviously because she's part of that lineage, but still she has that presence of, oh, she's just way above you. Whereas Li Shu kind of feels as though like, quite the opposite. Like she could fall into the mid concubines or the lower concubines, or the way she acts and the way she comes across feels more of like a servant, like Zhao Long. Gyokyo kind of rides that line between the two. I could be wrong. I just feel like that. As far as the ice cream goes, literally the only way I was able to figure this out is one, the intro. The intro, the very last scene, it shows a piece of ice cream. And then when Mao Mao said, oh, we're going to send her something sweet, I just put two and two together. And secondly, because I grew up in a town that was a dairy town. So one of the field trips we went to as a kid during like school and stuff was to go to these dairies and then make ice cream. As far as Shishui is involved, you know what? I don't know. I said this before about the whole Princess Amidala movement, about how maybe one of her handmaidens is standing in for her while Lolan is actually here dealing with this doodads, which is cool, right? More power to her. The only problem that I feel like could arise from this situation is what if Jinshi or someone else, like the Emperor, calls for her to make a decision in that moment, and the person that's impersonating Lolan has to make a decision, and it could be the wrong decision unless they're properly trained. I don't know. There's a lot of thinking that goes into this. In this next episode, I'm looking to see her wear the hairpin. One, because Jinshi asked. That was like his only request. And then also, I would love to think it would be a talking point. Let's say if her dad sees the pin on her head, he can make it a statement saying, "Oh, you met the young prince." That would be a crazy statement. Like, to me, I'm 40% sure, 30%. I could go lower. Sure that she will get the information about Jinshi from someone other than Jinshi. I just feel like that's in the stars. Jinshi's spending all this time to try to tell her, and she's going to find out by someone else. Anyways, that was my reaction to the Apothecary Diaries Season 2, Episode 15. If you like my reaction, make sure to like and subscribe. If you guys want to know anything more, put a comment section down below. I'll see you guys next time. Bye.